What's up, guys? It's ExcaliburOneX, and it sure has been a while. I haven't done anything on YouTube for a while, and I'm sorry about that. It's just that I've kind of lost interest in it. YouTube, I used to be a part of my life, part of my daily schedule. Go to school, do my work at school, have nothing to do at home except for do occasionally a couple chores, and then go on YouTube, look at the videos that are like just uploaded from my people I subscribe to. And that's it. And I subscribe to people like Shane Dawson, What the Buck, which I sometimes catch up with still, but I used to do it like every time. Bam, new video. And they were keep getting good, but I just kind of lost interest. I just kind of came out of the community, and I wish I was still in that community. I think it's just because I've gotten older, and I guess I've had different opinions toward how I feel about this place now. Anyway, though, it's been a while. The movie I wanted to talk about today was The Dark Knight Rises, and I felt that an audio review just wouldn't be good enough. I felt it'd be good that I talk to you guys. And the reason why I'm using a mic is because my webcam mic, it doesn't have as good quality as, using a Rock Band mic. Yes, this is a Rock Band mic. It says it right here. It's kind of hard to read, but it says Rock Band. I've been using this thing for, what, 4 years, and it still works. I'm using this laptop and this webcam for 5 years. It still works. It's great. Anyway, yeah, I want to talk about The Dark Knight Rises, and a lot of people have mixed opinions with this movie. Well, many of them love it. They love it more than The Dark Knight. They love it. They think it's the greatest film ever. Even trailers after, for the ecologies of the awards for how great the movie is, and on the TV, they always say it's the best film of the year, or it's the greatest film of all time, which is a pretty big award, especially for a movie that just didn't seem that great in my eyes. Going over it, it's just, I had a feeling that with Bane as a main villain, it wasn't going to be as good, especially with the fact that he wasn't a big, strong, I crush you, Batman! No. I did enjoy his performance. Just like with Heath Ledger's Joker, I didn't expect to, really like a different side of Bane. He's more intelligent. He's like Patrick Stewart if he was on steroids and decided to become a supervillain, or a terrorist, if you will. That's basically Bane, and it's pretty cool. A lot of people compare him to Sean Connery, but whatever. Anyway, my feelings for The Dark Knight Rises are pretty similar to Doug Walker's review of The Dark Knight Rises, as in, a lot of people said that he missed the point of the movie. Well, I thought about that, and then I thought, what if they missed the point of the movie? Because a lot of the stuff he points out, it's just, wow, that's everything I'm thinking of. It's just, it doesn't explain itself. It it drags on for a while, which, granted, it's a Christopher Nolan movie. It's the final finale. They want to keep it as long as possible. I understand that, but a 3-hour movie, especially when Batman's barely even in half of it. Not just Bruce Wayne or anything. Batman, the character, he's half in it. My friends have different opinions. They love it, and I'm fine with they love it. I mean, they respect my opinion. I respect theirs, and hope you guys do too. But this is YouTube, where good opinions and respect go to die. So what am I doing here? Well, I'm here because it's been a pretty lonely summer, so maybe somebody will talk to me or something. It's not that I'm not like it's not like I'm not antisocial or anything. It's just that I go to class, I go to places. Just, oh well, we're not here to talk about my problems. We're here to talk about a movie. More specifically, the plot holes of this movie. Now, there's been a lot of plot hole talks about in all kinds of places, whether it be IGN, whether it be these random internet websites, but the point is, there's been a lot of plot holes that's been going on with this film, and I want to help explain why. Well, like a few of the plot holes that I feel that really need to be addressed. Sorry. Yeah, these plot holes, there's a lot of them that are just really dumb, like really dumb, that they don't really need to be introduced. But I found a few that I thought that, these are the only plot holes I found, or just little nitpicks that I felt that need to be explained, at least to make the movie better. while I was watching the movie, I thought it would be better if they did this instead of that. It would be better if they did this instead of that, that sort of thing. And I don't usually think about that when I'm in a movie because I'm thinking about the movie. So it's it's a negative reaction when I think about if I did this, if I switched out this with that, this movie would be better for everybody. So let me get started with these plot holes. Sorry, I'm just moving for my Microsoft, all that stuff. I just got a tickle in my throat. A little bit late, I just can't sleep. Anyway, the first question I have is that how does Batman know? Wait, how does Robin know who Batman is when detectives who have studied him for years can't uncover his identity? Now, some people have gotten the wrong idea thinking that Robin is the second world's greatest detective, which I call bullshit on that. They never, the comics have never said he's the second world's greatest detective. First of all, second of all, he was trained by Batman. That's very true, but he was trained in the art of physical combat and the very basics of figuring out who's the villain behind everything. He's not supposed to be somebody that's as smart as Batman, who's the world's greatest detective. Although he was trained by him, he wasn't fully trained. He was trained enough to become a hero and to have the right moral values. The only difference is Robin is Batman, except he isn't as smart and he's younger, which is good. So this they expect us to believe that this cop that just came out of the academy, they said so in the movie too, he just came out of the academy, he's young, apparently he's gorgeous, I don't care, and that he's so, great. Suddenly, after a few days, he realizes Bruce Wayne equals Batman? Well, yeah. Apparently, yeah, Batman's been around for years in Gotham's time. I mean, for us, it's been like 60 years, so we would have figured it out by now. But for him, it's been, for Gotham, it's been like, I don't know, maybe 5 years in the Nolan universe, or maybe like 3 years even, I don't know. But it's been a while. And the whole point of Batman in the film series, is that they're trying to catch him to stop him from, doing their job, which is obvious. It's always been like that in the universe. But what gets me is that these detectives, who I'm sure have been hired to figure out who this guy is, who's probably had like 30 years, 20, 40 years of experience, can't figure out that Bruce Wayne equals Batman. But this kid, who can look at him from just a smile, from just a look of a face, that this billionaire playboy just happens to be the Cape Crusader who's been saving Gotham for all this time. People might defend this. I don't know how they're going to defend it. I haven't seen anybody who's been able to defend properly why Robin, a kid who just came out of the academy, who is brand new to the scene, has never been a detective before, can figure out of everybody, including Commissioner Gordon, who is Batman's closest friend, that Bruce Wayne's Batman. I'm losing time, so let me just go through them real quick. The rest of them are just, they're shorter. Next one, they never really explained Batman's leg injury after the fall in The Dark Knight. So, in case you don't know, it's been 8 years since The Dark Knight. I mean, I know I already kind of spoiled some of this. I should have said spoilers, but this, the video says plot holes, so I'm guessing you guys would know there's going to be plot holes, which include spoilers. Anyway, we talked about how it's been 8 years after the Dark Knight events, and the Joker is supposedly dead or in another prison. Harvey Dent's dead, obviously, and it was like a good 3-story fall, so I can give him credit that he's been injured for a few years, but I can't tell because some people have speculated that he was faking his leg injury for a while, even after it was healed, because he wants to believe that he's still physically or mentally impaired by Harvey Dent's death. Either that or really he still is injured. But whatever the case is, eventually he says, you know what, I just feel like being Batman again. He comes out of the night, for the stock exchange, attack, and he just kicks butt. I don't know if the injury's real or not at this point. I don't have the information to clarify it, so, yeah. Next thing is, well, for the stock exchange. Now, there's been, after doing some research, it turns out that there actually is another plot hole. There's two plot holes I found in The Dark Knight Rises involving the stock exchange. One, that apparently, if the stock exchange is ever attacked, there's apparently going to, they would stop all transfers and all transactions. That means Bane would have never been able to hack into Gotham's account and bankrupt Wayne Enterprises. So that should have never happened. The next thing I found was that everybody's probably noticed this by now, but in the stock exchange, they're there. It's like, probably 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock. It's really bright in the day, and suddenly, a few minutes later, it's like 8 o'clock at night. It's getting dark. How do you explain this? I can understand if they wanted to skip the hostage negotiations and all that, but it just doesn't make any sense now. The SWAT team wouldn't have planned anything to try and, get them out before. It's been a few hours. So yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me either. Okay, next question. How does Bruce Wayne end up in Gotham? I was going to address this, but I just felt that this is something that people need to know. So this isn't really a plot hole. This is just more of, well, how did he end up in Gotham City? How did Batman escape this India place and end up in Gotham? Doesn't make any sense. They need to explain in the movie, but they don't. But he's Batman. That's people's excuse. He's freaking Batman, whatever. 3 more questions. Wow. Something I really pondered. Would the United States really just let Bane take control of Gotham in just a few months? Think about it. I mean, after going through so much history, because I've studied history and I love history, the United States is the last country that would ever give up. Thinking about the Revolutionary War when they were on their toes, and then George Washington said, let's go ambush them, and they ambushed them, and we won the battle. We won for our freedom. I don't believe that the U.S. military, which has a little over 1 million soldiers, could possibly just say, you know what, we can't help you anymore, we're done. Sorry, but it's too late. So, this doesn't make any sense. I don't think the U.S. military would have given up, especially if Bane, even though he has a nuclear bomb, he still has just a few soldiers. They could have done something. So, yeah. Here's the next question, which I don't think people really noticed. How come Talia, in The Dark Knight Rises, obviously, stabs Bruce when the suit is designed to block all knife attacks from any area? Now, this is just more a basic comic book thing where, and also in the movie series, too, where Bruce Wayne, he got the suit, it was designed to block all knife strikes from any area and all gun strikes. They didn't really say that, but it was definitely implied in Batman Begins specifically, because that's where he got the suit. So, in The Dark Knight Rises, Talia stabs Batman in, like, his side. It's probably his appendix, maybe. It's, like, close to it, at least. But it doesn't make any sense how it would hit him when his suit is designed to, block knife attacks from any area. So, that's a good question. Alright, last one. What happens during the last 5 months of Bane's takeover? Think about it. After he says the truth about Dent's death, and he says he's going to take over Gotham for 5 months before the nuclear bomb is just going to go off, what does he do during that time? Think about it. I thought about Arkham City, where they could just you could just already see that northern Gotham has been torn apart by these gang members and gang rulers. But when I looked at The Dark Knight Rises after, like, these supposedly few months, the place just looks cleaner. What happened? Did the criminals actually just clean up their act? If anything, they actually did a better job than Gotham did, because everything's quieter and cleaner. So it just doesn't make any sense to me how it's like, oh, it's so bad. Bane's just a bad criminal who just caused Gotham so much havoc. At the same time, there's no rape. There's no real crime. Nothing really bad's going on. It's quiet. It's nice. That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm running out of time. I got 15 seconds left. Thanks for letting me talk to you about the plot holes and everything, and I really hope you go over them and think about them myself. So yeah, it was good talking to you guys. I'm going to have a few more videos coming up in the following week. This is ExcaliburOneX, Sword, signing out.